Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne, but on social media platforms I go by Whisp. I'm a multimedia artist just hoping to share my art with the rest of the world. I figured I'd take the time to do an intro and answer some commonly asked questions while you all watch this sketchy time lapse of a commission that I recently completed. Okay, so let's get to the questions. When did you start drawing and painting? I was very, very young. So young that I can't remember, though I do recall that being an artist was really solidified as a long-term goal when I was in the 4th grade. This came from a deep love of anime, obviously Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, etc. Did you always want to be an artist? Yes. I was super into ancient Egypt as a whole, and then I found myself falling in love with the wall art found in the tombs. Initially, I wanted to go into archaeology, but that didn't really pan out. When did you realize that you have a talent for art? Okay, so this is one of those questions that I find to be kind of philosophical in a way. I mean, I've always had a pencil in my hand, but I'd say that if I relied solely on art being a talent, I likely wouldn't be in the position I am now. What I mean to say is that it's taken me years of hard work, blood and tears, to gain the experience, skills, and knowledge that I do have. One thing that I always respond to the talent question with is everyone can draw. It takes time and practice to move it into a specific direction, but everyone can do it. For example, in my college drawing classes, there were quite a few people of all ages taking the courses as electives. These people barely drew stick figures before walking through the doors. And at the end of the classes, they were drawing portraits with while using basic reference guides. So everyone has it in them. And this leads me to the did you receive formal question or formal training question. Yes. I went to Old Dominion University, and I pursued and accomplished my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree with a concentration in painting. And I also went for my art history degree because archaeology was out of the question. According to my college mentors, who I respect to the highest degree, archaeology was quickly becoming a field that was losing its scholarship and its sponsorships. And after doing a bit of research on this myself, I discovered that it was true. So I placed my focus on art history, particularly the Baroque and Renaissance eras, and to be specific, Caravaggio. I actually did I think it was a really good paper, and I guess other people did too, because I went on to receive a couple of scholarships on this paper, or from this paper. Who or what inspires you and how? I'm inspired by the idea of iconography thanks to my fondness of art history. And for my more elaborate fine art paintings, I definitely include imagery that has a deeper meaning. For instance, one of my bigger watercolor paintings, I consider it a kind of new contemporary style. I tried to include quite a bit of iconography within that one because it was a conversation about religion, and I, as the focal point, included a pomegranate as the fruit of temptation. I'm also inspired by a lot of other new contemporary and graphic artwork, and of course my earlier influences were anime, manga, and other comics and TV shows such as X-Men. Thanks to my parents, these art styles still influence me today. Would you consider yourself a professional? Absolutely. Professionalism comes with knowledge and skill that are primarily gained by experience and training. You also need to be sure that you've got at least a couple of years of customer service under your belt. I worked customer service for over 10 years, first doing retail clothing and then doing reception at a shop. So, yeah, I've got that in spades. And if you can't talk to a customer, how are you supposed to make it in your field? Especially if you're working towards selling something. What mediums do you prefer and why? I love a variety of different artistic mediums, which always kind of puts me in a bind in terms of storage because I primarily end up using watercolors, which don't really take up that much space. And I sculpt with polymer clay. I do love and I miss working with oil paints and acrylic paints, but the setup and the cleanup with the little one running around is just not feasible these days. Hopefully I can get back to it soon, but it's on the back burner. So like I said, I primarily use watercolors because they're no mess and I can take it with me from room to room, following my kid around. What are your favorite art styles? This is a tough one. It varies day to day, but I find myself gravitating towards figures or portraiture with additional elements. And it's usually floral in nature. I add a lot of flowers to my paintings, so I guess I tend to gravitate towards those appealing to me more visually, those types of artwork. And I do like more graphic cartoon-esque styles. Sort of like, if you remember X-Men Evolution, that art style I've always been in love with. What are your hopes for the future? My main hope, I guess, would be to be able to support myself and my family by doing something that I love. I also hope to share my artwork, whatever knowledge I've gained so far, because I'm still learning, and any tips that I've come across to you all who are watching. What keeps you motivated? My general love for the arts and seeing others succeed in the same areas that I'm pursuing. So please keep at it. I'm in your corner. Alright, so that's it for me talking your heads off for this intro. Those are all of the questions and answers I've got for now. This video does continue for a little bit longer, so please keep watching. It's a Witchsona commission that I recently completed using watercolors. Any other materials such as the paper or paint type, I'll list it in the description box. If you do have any additional questions or comments, be sure to ask them or state them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.